Welcome back, race fans. We have a good one today. 16-car police chase rally. The cars will race 4 laps in groups of 4. Top 2 advance. Scoring is 7 points first place. 5, 4, 3 on down the line. DNF is a 0. Now you better be quick, because you're also being chased by the cops. And you'll get a point deduction for each cop car that beat you to the finish line. Group A. We have Alicia Cole driving that Ford F-150 pickup truck, Kevin Fairbairn driving the 1965 Ford Galaxy, Curtis Schultz driving that Power Rocket, and Annie Crowhorse driving that prototype H24 Blue. Looks like Alicia in that pickup truck out of turn 2, Annie in the prototype following, and it's just those two, Alicia and Annie. Annie has the lead going into turn 2. This little sideways, Curtis is catching, coming into turn 3. The cops are on them. Can Annie hold them off? Yes, she does. After 2 laps, Annie's pulling ahead. Kevin got beat by one of the police and got deducted 1 point. Curtis pulling ahead into turn 2. Annie behind, lost somebody. Cop is pulling up on Annie. Curtis is all alone. First place. Annie loses the cop, and Curtis gets beat by one of those cops. Annie and Curtis look to advance. Curtis with an early lead out of turn 1. Annie coming up strong and does an overpass. Turn 2, cop catching Curtis into turn 3. Annie is all alone to the finish line, and Curtis does beat the cop. Kevin comes in third. So we have Annie and Curtis advancing to round 2. Next group, Mark Grable, prototype H24 Black, Brad Shager in the monoracer, Mark Taylor from the UK driving that Greenwood Corvette, and Chris M.F. Wilson driving the Bone Speeder. We have Mark Grable and Chris in the early lead, and we've lost Chris. Just got Mark Grable and the prototype all alone. Here comes Brad, that monoracer, trying to make it a finish. And we end up with the prototype and the monoracer. Tight race going into turn 2. We have lost the monoracer. Mark Grable in the prototype is taking over. Mark Taylor in the Greenwood Vet, and Chris. And that is how they will finish. Mark Grable with back-to-back wins has a commanding lead. Mark Taylor in the Corvette is off to an early lead, accelerating out of turn 2. The police is right behind him, so there'll be some points deductions. Bone Speeder is second, and monoracer is third. So we have Mark Taylor in the Corvette taking it with 7 points. Chris got 4 points. He got a 1-point deduction being beaten by a cop. And Brad got third, but 2 points deduction because 2 cops beat him. Mark Taylor again with the early lead into turn 2. Mark Grable giving him some trouble. But it's Mark and Mark. And Brad, that monoracer, coming up third. And that's how they'll finish, the 2 police and Chris with the Bone Speeder. So we have the 2 Marks advancing to the next round. Group C, we have Stephanie Hughes in that 72 Gran Torino, Adam Hutchings in the forward force, Clinton Magnus in power pistons, and John Miller of J&J Racing driving 24 hours. Stephanie's off to an early lead going into turn 2. John is trying to catch her in 24 hours. It is Stephanie and John out of turn 3. Stephanie's trying to hold him off. Yes. And Adam in the forward force comes in third. We got John and Clinton battling it out of turn 2. The cops are high pursuit. And it looks like Clinton in that power pistons is going to take it, followed by John and a couple of cops. Looks like there'll be some deductions. So we have Clinton and John taking it, and 2-point deductions each for Stephanie and Adam. And Clinton in that power piston taking a commanding lead and extending it. Adam in that forward force. Oh, we lost Adam. So we've got Clinton and the two cops finished ahead of Stephanie, and we lost John. So we have Clinton taking it and Stephanie in second place with the 2-point deduction. Now check out the scores with Stephanie, Clinton, and John. This is tight going into the final lap. Clinton in that power pistons in the lead out of turn 2. John on his heels, turn 3. Adam in the forward force in third place. That's how those three will finish. And Stephanie keeps the police at bay. Clinton has locked in his spot for round 2, but there is a tie between Stephanie and John for that second slot. So for the tiebreaker, we'll have 2 laps, switch lanes, most points advance. If a tie after the 2 laps, both cars will advance to the next round and we'll race 5 cars instead of 4. John off to an early lead into turn 2, and no looking back out of turn 3, and it is John first, Stephanie second. John again with an early lead, and the cops have caught Stephanie into turn 2. I think it's going to be John all the way, and it is John into round 2. Final group. Wilson Otero driving the Ballistic, Glenn Harding driving Twin Mill 3, Joe Olivo driving High Voltage, and Michelangelo Gomes driving that 69 Camaro. Cars are jammed up going into turn 2. And, what happens? Oh, the Twin Mill. Glenn Harding in the Twin Mill is the only one who makes it out and will cross the finish line solo. And look at that traffic jam. So we have Glenn with the lead. And Wilson in the Ballistic taking it to turn 2. Commanding lead out of turn 3. Sideways a bit, but oh, look at that. Still manages it with Twin Mill in the Camaro and High Voltage coming in third. Harding gets sideways again in the turn 2 and going backwards, but keeping the lead. We've got Michelangelo in the Camaro holding everybody off, trying to hold off the Ballistic, and he does. So Glenn Harding has taken a huge lead with his second win, followed by Wilson. And we have High Voltage, Joe off to an early lead, getting sideways, trying to hold off Michelangelo and Glenn. And still getting sideways. Glenn trying to come up on the inside. But no, High Voltage is holding them off, and it is High Voltage, followed by Twin Mill, and then the Camaro. So we have Glenn Harding easily advancing into the next round, and Michelangelo eking out Joe and Wilson for that second slot. So for our semifinals in Group A, we will have Annie Crowhurst in that Prototype H24 Blue, Clinton Magnus in the Power Pistons, Mark Taylor driving the Greenwood Corvette, and John Miller driving 24 Hours. And in Group B, we'll have Glenn Harding driving the Twin Mill 3, Mark Grable driving the Prototype H24 Black, Curtis Schultz driving the Power Rocket, and Michelangelo Gomes driving the 69 Camaro. I hope you enjoyed these races. If so, please click like and subscribe. Tune in for the semifinals and finals. Thanks for watching.